We start to the United States, where it is the 13th day of Donald Trump's hush money trial, and the most awaited testimony has taken place. Adult film actress Stormy Daniels is at the center of this trial and has taken the stand. She started her evidence by describing her childhood and how she joined the porn industry and how she joined the porn industry. Daniels was later asked to point towards Trump and describe him. She then spoke about Trump's bodyguard, Keith Schiller, that is Keith Schuyler. Daniels claims that Trump had asked for a dinner through the bodyguard. This makes Schuyler a key witness for the prosecutors. The information so far is nothing new. Daniels had published a tell-all book in 2018 titled Full Disclosure, and in the same year, she gave a bombshell interview to a U.S. media firm. For a little background, Trump had an alleged affair with Stormy Daniels in 2006. To keep it a secret, Trump paid Daniels a sum of $130,000 US. Paying hush money is not a crime in the U.S. Trump has been accused of falsifying documents to hide this transaction. If Daniels takes the stand, two things could become clear. First, the money trial could be laid out. And second, if at all Daniels and Trump shared a relationship, which Trump has been denying ever since the case came forward. Remember, Trump was married to his current wife, Melania Trump, during the period quoted by the prosecution. Let's now talk about this case. Our correspondent Susan Terani is now joining us live from New York. Susan Terani, good to see you. Probably you can tell us the significance of this case so far and Stormy Daniels testifying.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. Why is Stormy Daniels testifying in a case that is about the misuse of campaign finance money? And the prosecution has not yet been able to answer that question, considering the fact that, yes, Stormy Daniels is at the center of all of this. But how is it that Stormy Daniels could in any way lead this prosecution to reach the conclusion that Donald Trump had an accounting issue paying Michael Cohen and then, misusing campaign finance money and whatnot. So it's not clear why Stormy Daniels is taking the stance. Is it because of the theatrics of it? Even Judge Merchan, who's really not a friend of Donald Trump himself, as we've seen in the past couple of weeks, was apprehensive in allowing Stormy Daniels to go into details about her sexual relationship or alleged sexual relationship with the former president, about what details she shares or not. And when she's being questioned by prosecutors, she sort of answers a lot more than she should. A few times, Trump's attorneys have said that that was out of bound, and the judge accepted that as well. So while this is something that will make a lot of headlines because of the details that Daniels is sharing, ultimately, as we move on, it's not clear how the prosecution is using Stormy Daniels for the mishandling of campaign funds, because she wasn't in direct contact with Donald Trump. She was in direct contact with Michael Cohen. Donald Trump didn't sign that alleged letter. Donald Trump didn't pay Stormy Daniels. So, these are the questions.
Susan, we are predicting, or we did predict, that when Stormy Daniels takes the stand, first, the money trail could be laid out, and second, if at all she had a relationship with Trump. Has any of that taken place?
No, that's the thing, is we're so many weeks into this trial and none of that has really surfaced. So we still, after all of these witnesses, have not seen any evidence put forth by the prosecution, accounting, maybe paper trails, or anything of that sort that Donald Trump actually did something wrong. You mentioned yourself that in the beginning that Donald Trump might have had an alleged affair. Well, that's not a criminal act. It's not against the law. He may have had Stormy Daniels sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, or even the hush money. Well, that's not a criminal act either. So at what point of this trial are we going to get to those, the evidence that the prosecution wants to put forth? And I think everyone's very impatiently waiting for something like that, perhaps even the former president himself, to see what the prosecutors really have in their hand.
All right, Susan Teherani live in New York. Susan, thank you. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.